Chapter 1 Sign into the Holy Realm Cultivation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ancient Continent, East Region, Daotian Sect, Tianzhu Peak. Daotian Sect is an extremely powerful top sect in the eastern region of the ancient continent, with 9 branches. They are Daoyuan Peak, Lingxiao Peak, Mingxia Peak, Yunin Peak, Liang Peak, Xiaoyao Peak, Luoyuan Peak, Diling Peak, and Tianzhu Peak. Tianzhu Peak is the last branch of Daotian Sect in terms of strength, and its inheritance has withered, with only the Peak Master and a disciple left. Disciple, I will leave first, and I will give Tianzhu Peak to you. Don't let the inheritance of Tianzhu Peak be cut off in your generation, otherwise, even if you go to hell in the future, I will not let you go. On the beautiful mountain, a ragged white-haired old man trembled and spoke. The old man was Xuanhuan, the current Peak Master of Tianzhu Peak. Obviously, at this time, his breath was weak, his eyes were silent, and he was already dying, with only his last breath left. There was a handsome young man with outstanding temperament in front of the white-haired old man. Master, I am just an ordinary person. I have no other skills except being handsome. You don't have to. The young man said, his eyes full of panic. Before the young man finished speaking, Xuanhuan had already taken his last breath and completely lost his vitality. Damn! This old man is cheating people. He dragged me into this cheating Tianzhu Peak for 3 days and then let me go. He also wants me to protect this Tianzhu Peak. Isn't this funny? The young man cursed, his face full of resentment. The young man's name is Chen Luo. He was originally a game planner of a goose in the 21st century Blue Star. In a Krypton Gold event, he accidentally changed the probability value. As a result, many players rushed N648 but still did not win the prize, and a large number of players blasted Chen Luo's Weibo. As a top planner of the Goose Factory, how could Chen Luo be so fussy with these players? He immediately turned into a keyboard fairy and went straight to the players. The battle was extremely fierce and bloody, and the Weibo server was paralyzed for a time. Chen Luo only remembered that he had broken more than a dozen keyboards in the office. He was finally sent to the hospital due to exhaustion, and came to this world when he woke up. He had just arrived in this world 3 days ago and was met by the Master of Tianzhu Peak. The Master of Tianzhu Peak vowed that Chen Luo had the talent of a great emperor and would definitely be an unparalleled figure in the future, and he would train Chen Luo well. After a period of deception by the Master of Tianzhu Peak, Chen Luo was taken to Tianzhu Peak by the Master of Tianzhu Peak. Unexpectedly, after testing, he was found to be a waste physique that could not be cultivated, and he did not even have a sea of qi. How could he save Tianzhu Peak? Chen Luo felt aggrieved. Daotian Sect has sect rules. If the number of people in a branch is less than 2 and no disciples are recruited within a month, the branch will be disbanded. If Chen Luo wants to save Tianzhu Peak, he must recruit another disciple from Tianzhu Peak, but Chen Luo is just an ordinary person. Tianzhu Peak is located on the top of the mountains. Chen Luo is immortal. It is difficult for him to leave Tianzhu Peak, let alone recruit people for Tianzhu Peak. Moreover, Tianzhu Peak is now so poor that only 1 peak is left. There is no cultivation resource. Not to mention finding people, even dogs can't be recruited. Old man, you are really a jerk. You promised to train me, but it was cold in 3 days. Chen Luo just felt a little pain in the balls. Now I can only lie down and wait to be expelled from the sect. As for saving Tianzhu Peak, I'm sorry, I really don't have the ability. Ding, it is detected that the host is helpless and has a strong desire to lie down. The strongest Peak Master system is loading. At this moment, a burst of electronic mechanical sound came into Chen Luo's mind. Chen Luo's eyes were dazed. This voice, system. My system is online, and Chen Luo's mood immediately climbed from the lowest point to the peak. The system is here, it's about to take off. I said, how could a time traveler like me who looks so handsome not have a golden finger? Now that the master is dead, isn't the golden finger system online? Chen Luo's heart was filled with system. As a senior planner, Chen Luo knows the system golden finger too well. Isn't it just cheating? With the system, you can take off easily. Ding, congratulations to the host, the strongest Peak Master system has been successfully loaded. The system prompt sound rang again in Chen Luo's mind. System, introduce yourself. Chen Luo muttered in his heart, ding, the strongest Peak Master system is designed to help the host become the strongest Peak Master. Help me become the strongest Peak Master. Chen Luo's heart moved. This system seemed to be introduced, but it didn't seem to be fully introduced. Speak human language, give some practical functions. Chen Luo complained in his heart, the sign-in function has been unlocked. You can sign in once a day, and you can get precious sign-in rewards every time you sign in. Sign in is ready, do you sign in? Sign in function. Chen Luo's eyes lit up. Sign in is good. No need to do those weird things. I like signing in the most. System, sign in, Chen Luo said silently in his heart, ding, congratulations to the host for completing the first sign-in, and reward the Holy Realm Cultivation. Holy Realm Cultivation, Chen Luo was ecstatic. The first sign-in rewarded the Holy Realm Cultivation. This system is really great. Although the master of Tianzhu Peak did not teach Chen Luo too much, he still told Chen Luo the most basic realm of cultivation. The realm of cultivation is divided into body tempering, qi gathering, xiandan, spiritual sea, nirvana, creation, saint, saint king, great saint, quasi-emperor, great emperor. The saint realm is the 7th level of powerhouses, which is already the top combat power of the ancient continent. It is extremely powerful and can go up to the sky and into the earth, split mountains, and break seas. Even the strongest peak masters of Daotian sect are only at the saint realm. As for the higher saint king great saint, and even the emperor realm powerhouse, they are all the true supreme existences of the ancient continent. Chen Luo has only heard of them but never seen them. Now, Chen Luo has directly obtained the saint realm cultivation, which can be said to be directly transcending the ordinary and soaring into the sky. System, what are you standing there for? Give me the saint realm cultivation. Chen Luo saw that the system had not moved for a long time, and then urged. Boom! After a while, the spiritual energy of the heaven and earth around Tianzhu Peak suddenly began to surge rapidly. A very violent momentum appeared in Chen Luo's body, and the surrounding spiritual energy of heaven and earth surged towards Chen Luo like a tide. With the continuous surge of spiritual energy, Chen Luo's realm was rapidly improved at an extremely exaggerated speed, tempering the body. First level. Second level of body tempering. First level of qi gathering. Second level of qi gathering. 9th level of nirvana. 8th level of creation. 9th level of creation. First level of saint. Chen Luo's cultivation level was improving at an extremely fast speed. After just half a quarter of an hour, Chen Luo's level had reached the first level of saint. Chen Luo's body was filled with extremely strong qi, as if to suppress everything. Is this the power of the saint? Feeling the violent power in his body, Chen Luo's heart was already filled with endless joy. Chapter 2 Nine-Tailed White Fox. You are listening at novelfull.audio. He felt that his power had increased tens of millions of times, and the void around him could be easily torn apart by him. Although Chen Luo doesn't have any magical powers now, his powerful realm is enough for him to crush most monks. The feeling of strength is so great. The powerful strength in his body gave Chen Luo full confidence. Coupled with the systematic assistance, it is difficult to even think about taking off. Master, go on well. Now that I have the cultivation level of a saint, I will have no problem maintaining the inheritance of Tianzhu Peak. Now, Chen Luo is extremely confident in preserving the inheritance of Tianzhu Peak. With the cultivation level of a saint, he can recruit a large number of disciples wherever he goes. Immediately afterwards, Chen Luo buried Wang Lixuan and let Wang Lixuan rest in peace. In the next few days, Chen Luo continued to stay at Tianzhu Peak, getting familiar with his soaring cultivation level, and at the same time receiving more system sign-in rewards. 25 days later, Tianzhu Peak, Chen Luo sat lazily under a 1,000-year-old peach tree, picked a 1,000-year-old peach, and ate it. 3 strikes, 5 strikes, and 2 strikes are enough to kill a 1,000-year-old spiritual peach. This 1,000-year-old peach tree is Chen Luo's sign-in reward on the 7th day. The 1,000-year-old peach tree contains very rich spiritual power of heaven and earth, which is of great benefit to cultivators, even for Chen Luo, who is in the Saint realm. It has many effects. In the past half-month, Chen Luo has signed up for various rewards and various panaceas. There are also top-notch holy weapons and a powerful and unrivaled holy-level magic circle, with many sign-in rewards. Tianzhu Peak has been built by Chen Luo into a fairyland on earth, full of rich inspiration from heaven and earth. Compared with the previous Tianzhu Peak, it was completely different. Even if Chen Luo's cheap master comes back to life, he may not be able to recognize this Tianzhu Peak. Top-level magic circles were arranged around to protect Tianzhu Peak. With the help of many rewards, Chen Luo's cultivation realm has also reached the 3rd level of Saint realm, and he has also mastered some powerful magical powers. Master, when are we going to go down the mountain and have some fun? It's so boring. Not just when Chen Luo was eating spiritual peaches, a soft and waxy voice sounded in Chen Luo's ears. In the jungle not far away, a white shadow quickly rushed into Chen Luo's arms. This is a snow-white fox with shiny fur, lively eyes, and an ethereal aura. The little fox lay in Chen Luo's arms, gently smelling the scent of Chen Luo's body. Xiao Bai, in a few days, let me lie down for a few more days. Chen Luo stroked the white fox's hair and felt comfortable all over. The feeling of petting a cat, no, petting a fox is so pleasant. This white fox is Chen Luo's sign and reward on his 10th day. Even though she was very well behaved in Chen Luo's arms, this was a 9-tailed fox with the cultivation level of creation realm, and was extremely powerful. 9-tailed foxes are the top group among the demon clan. They are famous and they belong to a very proud demon clan. However, this 9-tailed fox was rewarded by the system and was completely bound to Chen Luo, and was extremely close to Chen Luo. Master, if we don't accept another disciple, our Tianzhu Peak will be disbanded. Xiao Bai said to Chen Luo aggrievedly. Although Chen Luo is now the nominal peak master of Tianzhu Peak, Chen Luo doesn't care about anything. Everything is handled by Xiao Bai, and Xiao Bai also knows everything about the situation at Tianzhu Peak. What are you afraid of? It's only been 25 days, hasn't it? When the 30th day comes, just go down the mountain and find a disciple. Chen Luo stretched and said, now that life in Tianzhu Peak is so comfortable, and he can become stronger by just lying down and waiting to sign in every day, Chen Luo has no idea about going down to find any disciples. Chen Luo planned to recruit a random disciple on the last day so that Tianzhu Peak would not disband. As for revitalizing Tianzhu Peak, Chen Luo has no interest in it. Signing in, lying down, and becoming stronger are Chen Luo's only goals. After all, in his previous life as a game planner, Chen Luo had worked hard enough to give everything he had. Now, with this sign-in system, Chen Luo doesn't want to work hard anymore. Not to mention, Chen Luo has no cultivation talent at all, and there is basically no chance of becoming stronger on his own. Seeing Chen Luo like this, Xiao Bai curled his lips, but did not continue to persuade. She also enjoyed such days. Help, what is this? Please help us. At this moment, a rushing voice came into Chen Luo's mind. Someone was trapped by the formation of our Tianzhu Peak. Chen Luo's heart moved. The saint-level formation deployed near Tianzhu Peak is extremely powerful. Even a strong person in the saint realm cannot break into Tianzhu Peak through the formation. This is also the reason why Chen Luo directly planted the 1,000-year-old peach tree on Tianzhu Peak. Xiao Bai, go and see who dares to invade our Tianzhu Peak territory. Chen Luo then ordered Xiao Bai to go and see what was going on. The edge of Tianzhu Peak. Everything here is shrouded in endless fog. There were faint sounds of tearing and screaming in the fog. Several young men in white robes looked panicked, and their bodies were full of embarrassment. Senior brother Shen, what's going on? Is there a ghost in this Tianzhu Peak? Why has it suddenly become so scary? A disciple said tremblingly. His clothes were torn and there were many bloodstains on his body. Obviously he had suffered serious injuries. I didn't know that such a broken place could be so scary. That the white-robed disciple Shen Lian, who was the leader, was also panicked. It turned out that these disciples were sent by the leader of Daotian's sect to come to Tianzhu Peak to take back the ownership of Tianzhu Peak. They were all Tianjiao disciples of Daoyuan Peak, with amazing strength and talent, especially Shen Lian, who had a special physique. Shen Lian was only 20 years old. but he was already a top master of the 9th level. Of Nirvana realm, only one step away from the creation realm, he was a well-known top Tianzhu of Daotian Peak. The other 2 disciples were also disciples of Daotian Peak, and they were both extremely powerful. Unexpectedly, after they entered Tianzhu Peak, they were trapped by an inexplicable force. Moreover, there were many strange vines and spiritual light impacts around them, which almost killed them several times. If they hadn't had many means on their bodies, they would have died countless times. "Brother Shen, it's coming again, let's run," a disciple said tremblingly, and saw several thorny vines appearing not far away, rushing towards the people at a rapid speed. Shen Luo and others felt their scalps tingling, and the cold edge seemed to tear them apart. Now they have no means of protection. "Who are you?" At this moment, a cold voice sounded in the ears of several people. The surrounding vines also dissipated quickly, and the mist gradually dissipated. Not far ahead, Xiao Bai turned into a giant beast and appeared in front of several people. This is the top monster in the realm of creation." Shen Luo and others looked at the huge white fox in front of them and felt the fear that penetrated into their bones. Chapter 3: People who broke into Tianzhu Peak. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The appearance of Xiao Bai made their hearts sink to the bottom of the valley. What kind of hell is this Tianzhu Peak? How did it become so terrifying? That inexplicable attack, and this top monster in the realm of creation, the 9 huge tails behind the white fox kept floating behind. The extremely powerful power of these 9 tails exuded an extremely strong breath, especially the eyes of the white fox, which were full of charm, making people thrilling and frightened. "Mercy, mercy, mercy. We are." Shen Luo said tremblingly, and his words were already a little incoherent. Now they have no means. Facing Xiao Bai in the realm of creation, they have no counterattack power. "Humph, I can see that you are not good things at first glance. I will catch you all and send you to the master for punishment," Xiao Bai said coldly. After speaking, a fierce demon power burst out from the white fox. The strong demon power turned into chains, which directly locked up all the people. Then, Xiao Bai led the controlled people and rushed quickly towards the inside of Tianzhu Peak. "Are you disciples of Daotian Peak?" Chen Luo looked at the people who had completely lost their fighting power with a strange look on his face. At this time, Xiao Bai lay obediently in Chen Luo's arms, just like a harmless little fox. It seemed to be completely 2 species from the 9-tailed fox just now. Shen Luo swallowed his saliva and looked at Chen Luo with abnormal fear and disbelief. Shen Luo knew clearly that more than half a month ago, Chen Luo was an ordinary person without any cultivation. When Wang Lixuan brought Chen Luo into the mountain gate, many elders and disciples saw it. Chen Luo did not have any cultivation at that time, and his qi was not opened, so he was obviously an ordinary person. They all couldn't understand that Wang Lixuan was already on the verge of death, and he actually brought an ordinary person from outside. Shen Luo naturally heard about it and sneered at it, thinking that Wang Lixuan was old and confused, and found an ordinary person to join Tianzhu Peak. That was a pure idiot behavior. However, now Shen Luo couldn't see through Chen Luo at all. The terrifying aura and power made Shen Luo feel as if he was facing an almighty giant. The environment around Tianzhu Peak has also changed completely. It is no longer dilapidated as before, but has become extremely agile. The environment and the richness of spiritual power are comparable to their Daotian Peak, or even better. What happened? And the terrifying 9-tailed fox caught them all at will, which was too terrifying. "Yes, Chen. Master Chen, we are here to take back the ownership of Tianzhu Peak under the order of the master." Shen Luo continued trembling. Although he didn't know what happened, Shen Luo now knew that Chen Luo was no longer in existence that he could easily control. The other 2 disciples were also trembling, not daring to make any moves. "Isn't there still 5 days? Do you want to take it back now?" Chen Luo frowned slightly. The Daotian sect rules clearly state that if there are less than 2 members in the peak and the time reaches 1 month, the ownership will be taken back and Tianzhu Peak will be disbanded. It's not time yet. As soon as Chen Luo said this, Shen Luo and others immediately felt as if there was an overwhelming momentum surging. The terrifying momentum almost made them breathless. They had only felt it in some extremely powerful peak masters, but they didn't expect that they could feel it in Chen Luo now. It was really incredible. No, no, Master Chen, we are just here to remind you that the 1-month period is coming soon. Shen Lian quickly changed his words, just kidding, if Chen Luo was just an ordinary person, he would naturally take it back by force now, but, unfortunately, Chen Luo is no longer an ordinary person now. This matter is no longer something they can handle. I understand, then let's talk about it when that day comes, you can leave. Chen Luo then said lightly. Yes, Master Chen, we'll leave now. Shen Lian and the others were relieved and immediately rolled and crawled away from Tianzhu Peak. They didn't want to stay in this place for a second. Am I so scary? Chen Luo complained in his heart. Master, do we have to wait a few days to recruit people? After Shen Lian and the others left, Xiaobai scratched Chen Luo's body with his claws and asked expectantly. No, let's find a disciple tomorrow. Find someone earlier and lie down earlier. Chen Luo yawned and then found a place to lie down again. Since the sect has already started to urge, Chen Luo doesn't mind recruiting people in advance anyway. With the current strength, there is no need to worry too much. Go down the mountain and find a disciple at random. Daotian Sect, a mountain with extremely rich spiritual energy in Daotian Sect. In the depths of the mountain, a middle-aged man with a majestic aura was sitting cross-legged on a boulder, absorbing the spiritual power of the surrounding heaven and earth. The middle-aged man was wearing a white Taoist robe, and there was a trace of terrifying aura on his body. The surrounding space seemed to be slightly distorted due to the existence of the middle-aged man. Master, a major change has occurred in Tianzhu Peak. A panicked voice sounded in the depths of the mountain, breaking the original silence in the depths. Then, Shen Lian and others quickly entered the depths of the mountain. They looked panicked, and hurriedly came to the middle-aged man and knelt down. It turned out that this middle-aged man was the leader of Daotian Sect, Li Wudao, the Dinghe Shenzhen of Daotian Sect. After Shen Lian and others came in, Li Wudao slowly opened his eyes, with a very vicissitudes of life in his pupils. Tell me, what happened? Li Wudao said lightly. Li Wudao's voice was extremely ethereal, giving people a very strong sense of oppression. Reply to the sect master, after we entered Tianzhu Peak. Shen Lian then slowly told Li Wudao what happened after he entered Tianzhu Peak. The two disciples next to him were also supplementing the details, from entering Tianzhu Peak, encountering the extremely strange formation, and the extremely powerful nine-tailed white fox, the changes in Tianzhu Peak, and Chen Luo's strength. All the details were told to Li Wudao. After they finished speaking, Li Wudao frowned slightly, with a slight puzzlement in his eyes. Okay, I understand, you guys go down. After listening, Li Wudao dispersed Shen Lian and others and fell into deep thought. Nine-tailed fox, Chen Luo. Wang Li Xuan. Is this your backup plan? Li Wudao murmured, with a gleam of brilliance in his eyes. Chapter 4 Chen Luo goes down the mountain. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Early the next morning, Tianzhu Peak, Chen Luo stretched and slowly got up from the hammock under the 1,000-year-old spiritual peach tree. The surrounding heaven and earth spiritual power seemed to be attracted and quickly surged towards Chen Luo's body. Xiaobai, who was not far away, quickly climbed onto Chen Luo's hammock and gently rubbed Chen Luo's body. Another day has passed. Chen Luo stroked Xiaobai in his arms with a lazy look. Master, let's go down the mountain. We are going to be suffocated to death staying in Tianzhu Peak. The white fox said to Chen Luo pitifully. Okay, let's go down the mountain. Chen Luo shook his head helplessly. If it weren't for recruiting people, Chen Luo really didn't want to go down the mountain. The days lying in the hammock were too comfortable. Lying down and signing in can slowly improve. Such a day is not worth a god. By the way, I seem to have forgotten something important. Suddenly, Chen Luo seemed to think of something. Yes, sign in. I forgot to sign in today. I don't know what good things will come today. Chen Luo was full of expectations. His previous sign-ins had never disappointed him. There were all kinds of treasures, magical powers, and spiritual objects. System, I want to sign in, Chen Luo said silently in his heart. Ding, congratulations to the host, the sign-in is successful, and you have obtained the holy grade top-grade spiritual treasure, the purple glory holy heavenly armor. At the same time, the system prompt sounded in Chen Luo's mind. as Chen Luo's body flashed, a spiritual armor emitting soft holy energy appeared in Chen Luo's hand. Holy grade spiritual treasure, not bad, not bad, one more spiritual treasure, and it is a holy grade top grade defensive spiritual treasure. Chen Luo looked at the purple glory holy heavenly armor in his hand and felt happy. The treasure levels of the ancient continent: yellow level, mysterious level, earth level, heaven level, holy level, emperor level. Each level is divided into low grade, medium grade, high grade, and top grade. The holy grade top grade spiritual treasure is already an extremely precious treasure. Chen Luo has signed in many times before, but this is the first time he has obtained a holy grade top grade spiritual treasure. The highest reward before was only a high grade spiritual treasure of the saint rank. As for the emperor rank, perhaps Chen Luo's current realm is low and he has not signed in for any treasure of the emperor rank. This system is so considerate. Knowing that I am going down the mountain today, it has prepared a top-grade spiritual treasure of the saint rank for me. Then, Chen Luo directly put on the purple glory saint heaven armor. After putting on the purple glory saint heaven armor, Chen Luo felt that he had an extra layer of extremely thick protection around him, although it was completely invisible from the outside. Chen Luo's sense of security was greatly improved. With this, even if he encounters a top-level cultivator of the Saint King rank, he doesn't have to worry. Chen Luo thought to himself. Let's go, Xiao Bai, we'll go down the mountain now. Then, Chen Luo picked up Xiao Bai, took out a flying boat, and quickly flew to the outside of Tianzhu Peak. This flying boat is a saint rank middle grade spiritual boat given for signing in. The environment inside is extremely comfortable and luxurious. Moreover, the speed is also unique, comparable to that of a high-level saint. There are also many protective inscriptions carved on the outside, which can resist the attack of saints, and it is very precious. After a moment, the flying boat turned into a stream of light and disappeared in Tianzhu Peak, Eastern Region, Tianfeng City. Tianfeng City is a super city in the Eastern Region. Since this city is not particularly far away from Daotian Sect, with the influence of Daotian Sect, Tianfeng City has also become a famous city in the Eastern Region. Tianfeng City is extremely prosperous. Not only are there many mortals, but there are also many cultivators hovering here. Tianfeng City is full of people, extremely lively, noisy, and hawking. Master, I want to eat that. Is that the legendary candied haws? I want to eat it. Xiao Bai lay in Chen Luo's arms, looking at a vendor selling candied haws not far away with shining eyes. Chen Luo's mouth twitched slightly. This little fox, is he tired of the treasures of Tianzhu Peak and wants to experience the delicacies of ordinary people? Chen Luo has signed in for more than half a month and has obtained a lot of treasures. The little fox has also enjoyed a lot of food. Her original cultivation was only the 5th level of the creation realm. In a short period of time, she soared to the 9th level of the creation realm, and was only one step away from the saint realm. However, it seems that I haven't eaten for a long time. Looking at the various delicacies around, Chen Luo was also tempted. Coming to this world, before appreciating the charm of this world, he was fooled to Tianzhu Peak by the master of Tianzhu Peak. He hasn't enjoyed the world here well. Then, Chen Luo took Xiao Bai to taste these delicacies with different styles everywhere in Tianfeng City. Many people around discovered the existence of Chen Luo and the talking fox in his arms. However, not many people cared. After all, there are many cultivators in Tianfeng City, and some strange things are normal. Master, this sweet-scented asmanthus cake is delicious, you should try it. On a small stall, Xiao Bai held a piece of sweet-scented asmanthus cake in his paws and nibbled it, his eyes filled with happiness. Chen Luo smiled slightly, and then took out a piece of sweet-scented asmanthus cake and tasted it. It's really good. Stock up a little more, so that when you return to Tianzhu Peak, you can eat it any time you want. Not only sweet-scented asmanthus cake, but also various delicacies can be stocked up. Chen Luo immediately diverged his thinking. Mr. Qian, look at that, is it a 9-tailed fox with extremely pure blood? Not far from Chen Luo, there was a young man in extraordinary clothes and holding a spiritual fan. The young man's pupils were flashing with silver light, and he looked straight at Xiao Bai in Chen Luo's arms. There are many guards around the young man. These guards are all wearing black costumes and have amazing momentum. They are obviously powerful practitioners. On the left side of the young man, there is a middle-aged monk with thin hair and wearing grey robes, looking at Chen Luo and Xiao Bai not far away. the middle-aged monk frowned slightly. He couldn't see through this Chen Luo. Master, why don't we forget it, that guy doesn't look easy to mess with. Xuanhuan frowned. Huh, he's not easy to mess with, but my Ouyang family is easy to mess with? That's a nine-tailed fox with extremely pure blood. If we can get it and give it to Fairy Muyun to please Fairy Muyun, our Ouyang family it's going to be developed. The young man said slowly, his eyes full of fire. It turns out that the young man is the eldest son of the Ouyang family in Tianfeng City, Ouyang Hui. Ouyang Hui has no outstanding talent in cultivation and is a well-known playboy in Tianfeng City. The Ouyang family is a powerful family in Tianfeng City and has a great reputation in Tianfeng City. In particular, the head of their Ouyang family is also an extremely powerful master at the 9th level of the creation realm. Because the head of the Ouyang family had children at an old age, he was extremely doting on his only son. Although his talent was not outstanding, he was indeed his heartthrob. Relying on the power of the Ouyang family, Ouyang Hui did a lot of things that made people and gods angry. Chapter 5 System Task Start. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Young Master, today is the 200th birthday of the Master of the family. It's better not to cause too much trouble. Xuanhuan continued to dissuade him. Xuanhuan is a bodyguard arranged by the Ouyang family for Ouyang Hui to protect Ouyang Hui's safety. What are you afraid of? My father is about to break through to the Saint Realm. There is no one in Tianfeng City that our Ouyang family cannot afford to offend. I, Ouyang Hui, will decide on this nine-tailed fox. If he gives it, that's it. If he doesn't, then he will die here. Ouyang Hui's face was cold, and a fierce look flashed in his eyes. Hey, is it really okay for you to discuss this kind of thing next to me so openly? That at this moment, a cold and unparalleled voice sounded in their ears. Both Ouyang Hui and Xuanhuan felt that their scalps were numb, their hairs stood on end, and a sense of fear that penetrated their bones rushed straight to Tianling Gai. Chen Luo and Xiao Bai didn't know when they appeared in front of everyone. Boom! An extremely powerful aura appeared on Chen Luo's body, and Ouyang Hui and others immediately suppressed it. The huge pressure instantly pressed them to the ground, unable to move at all. Isn't that the young master of the Ouyang family? Have you hit the iron plate now? I knew that evil guy would be severely punished sooner or later if he idled away every day. That's right, I've long disliked him, and now someone finally treats him. However, something is going to happen to that young man. The Ouyang family is about to break through to the Saint Realm, and it has a close relationship with the Shuilan sect. It's great now, but it will be miserable later. The conflict between Chen Luo and Ouyang Hui attracted many people from Tianfeng City to watch. Many people smiled happily when they saw Ouyang Hui being suppressed easily. There are also people who are not optimistic about Chen Luo and feel that he should not deal with Ouyang Hui here. Big, bold, do you know what you are doing? Xuanhuan's spiritual power surged around crazily, trying to resist Chen Luo's saintly pressure. However, Xuanhuan is just an ordinary creation state. How can he block Chen Luo's momentum? Ouyang Hui and the other guards next to him had no energy to speak at this time, and their eyes were fixed on Chen Luo, as if they wanted to devour Chen Luo. Oh, tell me, what am I doing? Chen Luo said slowly, with a cold look in his eyes. From the words of the people around him, Chen Luo could tell that this Ouyang Hui was not a good person. You are here, you are challenging the bottom line of our Ouyang family. Our head will not let you go. Xuanhuan said angrily with red eyes. I understand, since these are your last words, let's get on the road. Chen Luo said softly and pressed lightly with his right hand. Suddenly, the holy yuan in Chen Luo's body surged crazily, instantly crushing Ouyang Hui, Xuanhuan and others into minced flesh. Minced meat and blood splashed everywhere, and the strong smell of blood filled the surroundings. Everyone around was buzzing. Did this young man directly kill Ouyang Hui and others? / It's over, that young man is finished, kill him directly without giving any chance, / I heard that today is the 200th birthday of the Ouyang family, and Tianfeng City is going to be in chaos. The Ouyang family mainly knows that their son died so miserably today. Gee, this scene is so exciting just thinking about it. Everyone around them talked about it. Someone looked at where Chen Luo was and found that it was empty and there was no one left there. It's so exciting to kill someone and then run away. On another street in Tianfeng City, Chen Luo's energy and blood surged slightly, and his mood was extremely agitated. Although it was his first time to kill someone, Chen Luo didn't feel too scared, but rather more excited. Is this a powerful and unrivaled force? Can easily take other people's lives. Chen Luo had a profound understanding of his own power. This was the real power that could suppress everything. However, I can't do this next time. I still have to develop slowly. Although the cultivation level of the saint is strong, it has not yet reached the point of invincibility. There are also many top forces, even those at the Holy Land level. They have extremely powerful people who surpassed the Saint realm. Xiaobai in Chen Luo's arms was not affected at all and was still eating various snacks. Master, aren't we going to recruit a disciple from Tianzhu Peak? Xiaobai seemed to have thought of something, and then said to Chen Luo, yes, Chen Luo thought. He came out to recruit disciples, not just for fun. Ding, the host's strong desire to fight has been detected, and the system task has been started. A strong desire to fight? Chen Luo's mouth twitched slightly. I just want to recruit a random disciple to prevent Tianzhu Peak from going bankrupt. Why do you have such a strong desire to fight? System, please come out and explain it to me. If you don't explain it clearly, I won't do this task. Ding, please host, within 3 days, accept a disciple with the qualifications of a saint. After completing the task, you will receive the heaven-defying reward, the Chaos Divine Body. At this moment, the system prompt sounded again in Chen Luo's mind. Hiss, the system is awesome. I, Chen Luo, have decided on this task. Even if Jesus comes, I can't stop it. I like doing tasks the most. Chen Luo did not expect that the rewards of this system task would be so powerful. It directly rewards the Chaos Divine Body. There are all kinds of special physiques in the ancient continent, such as the King Body, the Saint Body, the Tao Body, the Spirit Body, the Divine Body, and all kinds of them are extremely powerful. Those with special physiques are the pride of the ancient continent. Not only are they amazingly lucky, but they also practice faster than others. Chen Luo is just an ordinary body. Although he has a strong cultivation and many powerful magical powers, he has no physique at all and is completely unsuitable for cultivation. If it were not for the system's reward, Chen Luo would never think of practicing in his life. When Chen Luo first arrived at Tianzhu Peak, he tried many different kinds of exercises, but he could not succeed in practicing. So, Chen Luo gave up completely. After the system was turned on, after he had the cultivation of a saint, Chen Luo did not insist on practicing. After all, signing in every day can slowly become stronger, so what's the point of practicing? With Chen Luo's qualifications, practicing for 10,000 years is not enough for any reward from the system. As a result, Chen Luo had no mood to practice. He would never practice in his lifetime. He could only rely on the system's daily sign-in rewards to slowly become stronger. Chaos God Body, not bad, not bad. Although I don't want to practice, I still can't let go of this powerful physique. I can choose not to practice, but I can't live without it. Chapter 6. Why didn't you tell me earlier? You are listening at novelfull.audio. However, there are many disciples with saintly qualities. Chen Luo frowned slightly. Although the ancient continent is huge, there are countless top forces. Disciples with top talents and saintly qualities have long been snatched away, so how could Chen Luo get a chance to find them? Although the reward for this task is generous, it is a bit difficult. It is almost impossible to find a disciple with saintly qualities in the vast sea of people. Moreover, if you have to check them one by one, there is no time to check them one by one. Ding, it is detected that the host has encountered an unprecedented predicament. The detection function has been turned on, and you can detect other people's identity information. Just when Chen Luo was worried, the system prompt sound rang again in his mind. Detection function. Not bad, not bad. It is much more convenient with this detection function. Check yourself first. Name, Chen Luo. Age, 21. Realm, Saint Realm 3rd Heaven. Identity, the Peak Master of Tianzhu Peak of Daotian Sect. Skills, none. Constitution, none. Qualification, none. Martial arts, Heaven-slaying sword technique, middle grade saint level, magic power, nether death seal, high grade saint level, magic weapon, yin yang holy spirit sword, high grade saint level spiritual treasure. Purple shining holy heaven armor, ultimate saint level spiritual treasure, not bad, it's clear to see and hear. Looking at his identity information, Chen Luo didn't feel dissatisfied at all, although there are still many nothings, Chen Luo didn't care. Everything he had was signed in by his own efforts, those nothings will be moved by his own efforts in the future and become extremely excellent. After having the identity detection function, Chen Luo began to look for disciples with saintly qualifications in Tianfeng City. Name, Li Taidan, age, 23. Realm, none, identity, a servant of the Lin family in Tianfeng City, qualification, none, name, Wang Ergu, age, 26, realm, none, identity, captain of the Tianfeng City patrol team, qualification, none. The identity information of the people around him also poured into Chen Luo's mind. Chen Luo searched slowly, and time passed slowly. Tianfeng City, in the central area. In a prosperous mansion, the mansion was decorated with lights and colors everywhere, and it was extremely festive. Those who came and went in the mansion were all well-known figures in Tianfeng City and even the eastern region. Even the guards patrolling around were all masters of the Xiandan realm. The mansion was noisy and jubilant, and there was joy inside and outside. Master Ouyang, congratulations. Congratulations to Master Ouyang on his 200th birthday. I wish Master Ouyang a long life and good fortune. Hey, how can you talk like that? Master Ouyang is a peak powerhouse in the realm of creation. How can the South Mountain of the East Sea compare with Master Ouyang? I should wish Master Ouyang all the best and hope he can reach the Holy Realm soon. Yes, I said the wrong thing. I will drink 3 cups as punishment. At the banquet of the Ouyang family, many guests gave sincere blessings to Master Ouyang Feihong. This is the birthday banquet of Master Ouyang Feihong. Ouyang Feihong is the protagonist of today's banquet. He was wearing a red robe and black hair. Although he was 200 years old, he didn't look old at all and was still in his prime. With a faint smile on his majestic face, he gave people a feeling of being bathed in spring breeze. The banquet was lively and full of joy. Thank you all for coming to my birthday party, Ouyang. Today. Ouyang Feihong pressed his hands together, and the people around him stopped talking immediately, letting Ouyang Feihong speak. Master, it's bad, something big has happened. At this moment, a burst of rapid noise interrupted Ouyang Feihong's words. Not far away, a servant of the Ouyang family ran in with a panic. Ouyang Feihong's face sank, and a fierce light flashed in his eyes. Why are you panicking? Don't you see what kind of occasion it is now? How can you shout and yell? I didn't know that our Ouyang family has no family tradition. Ouyang Feihong burst out with a strong force, directly blasting the servant away and crashing into a pillar in the distance. The guests around were all silent, not daring to make any sound. The servant was frightened by the huge impact, and the whole person was stupid, completely losing the ability to think. Come here, drag this ignorant thing away. Ouyang Feihong said lightly. Immediately, guards came to clean up the banquet and dragged the people away. The banquet continued, and it was very lively again, as if what happened just now had never happened. 3 hours later, the banquet came to an end, and everyone was having a great time. Shua. At this moment, a man in a green robe walked in quickly from outside. Ouyang Feihong frowned slightly when he looked at the man who suddenly appeared, but he didn't say much, because the banquet was almost over. Tell me, what happened? Ouyang Feihong picked up a cup of tea and took a sip. Master, yes, something happened to the young master. He was beaten to death in the street. The man whispered in Ouyang Feihong's ear. Huier was beaten to death. Ouyang Feihong's face suddenly became extremely ugly, his body trembled slightly, and his pupils were full of bloodshot. Pa! Then, Ouyang Feihong slapped the man in the face. The man was slapped by Ouyang Feihong and hit the table in the distance, which was smashed to pieces. Why didn't you tell me earlier? Why? Ouyang Feihong's voice was extremely hoarse, his eyes were full of murderous light, and his black hair instantly turned into white hair. The momentum on Ouyang Feihong's body surged like a tide, as if to suppress everything. The man who was slapped away was dumbfounded. I should have told you earlier. I sent someone here. You beat him into a fool. The many guests around felt like they were falling into an abyss under the pressure of Ouyang Feihong's aura, as if they would be suppressed to death at any time. Boom! After a moment, a more violent aura suddenly erupted from Ouyang Feihong's body. It was as if some shackles were broken in his body, and the surrounding spiritual energy of heaven and earth rushed towards Ouyang Feihong like a tide. A golden light began to appear on Ouyang Feihong's body, and the rich golden light filled the entire banquet. Chapter 7 Heading to Shuilan Sect. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ouyang Feihong has become a saint, and he actually broke through at his 200th birthday banquet. A guest not far away said tremblingly, looking at Ouyang Feihong with extremely fanatical eyes, that is the realm of saints. I didn't expect Ouyang Feihong to break through the realm of saints. It was incredible. What happened? The other guests around were also very jealous. That was the realm of saints. I don't know how many practitioners were blocked. Now, Ouyang Feihong has actually crossed this limit. His future is limitless, and Ouyang Feihong is only 200 years old. In the future, it is not impossible to go further and enter the realm of the King of the Holy Way. At this time, Ouyang Feihong did not have the joy of breaking through. What is the realm of saints? My son is dead, my son is dead. Congratulations to the head of the Ouyang family for breaking through the realm of saints. In the future, you will definitely be able to enter the realm of the Supreme Saint King. A chubby guest stepped forward with a smile and congratulated. My son just died, you congratulate me, congratulate you, damn. A terrifying holy energy appeared on Ouyang Feihong's body, directly tearing the fat guest apart. Meat and blood splattered everywhere, and the strong smell of blood continued to spread. Xiao Bai, where is this territory? Above the sky, a huge flying boat was constantly flying in the sky. Chen Luo lay lazily on the recliner of the flying boat, drowsy. Master, this is Jilfeng Mountain, and we will soon reach the territory of Shuilan Sect in front. Xiao Bai drove the flying boat and said softly to Chen Luo. Chen Luo yawned and ate another 1,000-year spiritual fruit. Chen Luo looked around Tianfeng City and found that he didn't find a disciple with the talent of a saint. Not to mention the talent of a saint, there was not even a seedling who could cultivate to the realm of creation. Chen Luo changed his mind. Instead of looking for a needle in a haystack, it would be better to directly find a ready-made disciple with amazing talent that others had already screened. It doesn't matter if there is a sect, just grab it. Chen Luo just wants to complete the task. As for the disciples, Chen Luo doesn't care. Shuilan Sect is Chen Luo's target this time. Shuilan Sect is a powerful sect in the east region of the ancient continent. Although it is not as good as Daotian Sect, it is also a first-class sect. Moreover, Chen Luo has learned that this Shuilan Sect has just accepted a large number of disciples recently. There should be many disciples with strong talents among them. It should be okay to borrow a disciple with the talent of a saint from this Shuilan Sect. Chen Luo thought in his heart. Soon, the flying boat entered the sphere of influence of Shuilan Sect. In order not to attract attention, Chen Luo put away the flying boat and did not take the flying boat. After all, Chen Luo came here to borrow people. If it is too blatant, it would be too arrogant. After putting away the flying boat, Chen Luo and Xiao Bai walked slowly in the territory of Shuilan Sect, looking for disciples with the talent of a saint. The territory of Shuilan is extremely large, covering thousands of kilometers in radius, with many mountains and cities. Most of the people in these cities and mountains are relatives and friends of many disciples of Shuilan Sect, etc. Occasionally, many outside cultivators come here to trade or take risks. Chen Luo walked in the territory of Shuilan Sect and quickly checked the identity information of many disciples around him. Name, Yurongshua, age, 26, realm, Nirvana realm 3rd heaven, identity, inner disciple of Shuilan Sect, qualification, birth grade, skill, Shuiyun Ju, Xian grade middle grade, name, Lu Darren. Age, 28, realm, Linghai realm 5th heaven, identity, outer disciple of Shuilan Sect, qualification, Xian grade, skill, Shuilan Ju, Xian grade middle grade, not bad, not bad. The inner disciples of Shuilan sect already have the cultivation qualifications of Tian grade. Sure enough, his qualifications are much better than those of the people in Tianfeng city. After using the detection function many times, Chen Luo knew that the qualifications for cultivation are divided into 4 grades. Heaven, earth, black and yellow. Above is the holy product, which is the qualification of a saint, but Chen Luo has not yet found a disciple with the qualifications of a saint. Chen Luo is not in a hurry. It is only the first day he has come out. There are still a few days, and he will always find it. Xiaobai lies on Chen Luo's shoulder obediently, looking at the various environments around him curiously. Shuilan sect, in a beautiful valley. The valley is surrounded by beautiful flowers, and there are many spiritual plants that emit rich fragrance. Above the valley, a beautiful woman wearing a light blue long fist and long hair stands in the valley with a lonely face. The woman has a slim figure and a flawless face, especially her long legs, which are slender and white and extremely eye-catching. Yener, have you really decided? A crisp voice sounded in the ear of the stunning woman. A figure flew over from a distance, and suddenly, a middle-aged beauty with a charming temperament and a plump figure appeared next to the stunning woman. I am a sinner of our Shuilan sect, and I am no longer qualified to stay in Shuilan sect. The stunning woman clenched her pink fists, and her sharp nails pierced her palms without knowing it. The middle-aged beauty looked at the stunning woman in front of her with pity, with a complicated expression. Yener, you are not wrong, nor are you guilty. Who would have thought that Lin Yen, who had been silent for so many years, could rise against the trend and grow to this point? The middle-aged beautiful woman said in a deep voice. Master, I really don't want this. I just want to dominate my own marriage and don't want to be used as a tool. The stunning woman bit her lips and said, the tears in her eyes could no longer be stopped, and they flowed down. The middle-aged beautiful woman gently embraced the stunning woman in her arms and sighed softly. It turned out that this stunning woman was the true disciple of Shuilan sect, Li Yener. Li Yener had an engagement with Lin Yen, a young master of a family in Haitan City, East Region. Lin Yen was a prodigy of the Lin family in Haitan City. He was extremely talented. When he was 8 years old, he condensed the cyclone and broke through the Qi-gathering realm. He had a great reputation in Haitan City, but later, for some reason, his cultivation level regressed overnight and returned to the 3rd level of body tempering, without any further progress. Li Yener then broke off the engagement with Lin Yen. Of course, Lin Yen was furious and made a 3-year agreement with Li Yener. 3 years later, he would defeat Li Yener. Li Yener agreed. Later, Lin Yen rose against the trend, as if he had turned on a cheat. In just 3 years, his cultivation level continued to soar. In the 3-year agreement not long ago, he easily defeated Li Yener. He escaped safely under the many means of the Shuilan sect. Li Yener also became a joke of the Shuilan sect because of this. Chapter 8. Are you willing to be my disciple? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Most of the disciples of Shuilan sect blamed Li Yener for breaking off the engagement on her own accord and being defeated even after a 3-year agreement. Not only did she lose face for herself, she also lost face for Shuilan sect. The middle-aged beauty was Li Yener's master, Qin Yuning, a top cultivator of the 9th level of the creation realm, and also an elder of Shuilan sect. Master, I want to leave Shuilan sect and find my own way. I will definitely defeat Lin Yen. After a while, Li Yener came out of Qin Yuning's arms and said firmly. Qin Yuning rubbed Li Yener's hair and nodded. It's good to go out and see the world. Shuilan sect is too small. Qin Yuning wiped Li Yener's tears and said softly. Is it so difficult to find a disciple with saint qualification? In a mountain range of Shuilan sect, Chen Luo complained in his heart. He searched for a day in the territory of Shuilan sect, but still found nothing. There were quite a few disciples with heavenly talent, but they were useless to Chen Luo and could not help him complete the task. Xiao Bai also drooped his head and lay on Chen Luo's shoulder. The novelty of coming out has been completely wiped out. Now Xiao Bai misses Tianzhu Peak very much. Tianzhu Peak has abundant spiritual power and a large number of natural treasures. You can become stronger just by lying down. Have you heard? Senior Sister Li is leaving Shuilan sect. Really? That kind of trash, it's better to leave, it really disgraces our Shuilan sect. That's right, if she hadn't insisted on breaking off the engagement, there would be no current situation. Our Shuilan sect has completely become a laughing stock in the East region. Yes, if she hadn't insisted on breaking off the engagement, Lin Yan might have joined our Shuilan sect. Wouldn't it be great if two super geniuses were together in our Shuilan sect? Just then, Chen Luo suddenly heard a lot of discussion not far away. Senior sisterly, break off the engagement. Lin Yan. Super genius. Chen Luo narrowed his eyes and immediately caught the key words. Could it be that a child of destiny appeared? Then, Chen Luo walked towards the disciples, wanting to understand what they were talking about. Fellow Taoists, can you tell me about the 3-year agreement and Lin Yan you mentioned? Chen Luo said directly. This is our Shuilan sect's business, and it has nothing to do with you. The disciple of Shuilan sect then spoke, looking at Chen Luo with an extremely unfriendly look. I'm just curious. If you tell me the matter, this spiritual stone will be yours. Chen Luo smiled slightly, and then took out a top-grade spiritual stone. Spiritual stones are the cultivation resources of the ancient continent and the main currency. The grades of spiritual stones are divided into low-grade, medium-grade, high-grade, and top-grade spiritual stones. The exchange rate of each grade of spiritual stone is 10, in other words, one top-grade spiritual stone is equivalent to 10,000 low-grade spiritual stones, which is extremely valuable. Moreover, the spiritual power contained in the top-grade spiritual stone is extremely pure. Chen Luo's sign-in reward included many spiritual stones, all of which were top-grade spiritual stones. Now, Chen Luo's space ring still has hundreds of thousands of top-grade spiritual stones, which he can't spend at all. Dao Yu? Okay, I'll tell you right now, but don't tell anyone, this is our Shuilan sect secret. The disciple of Shuilan sect took Chen Luo's top-grade spiritual stone and said with a smile, sure enough, not all things need to be solved by fighting and killing. Looking at the flattering Shuilan sect disciple in front of him, Chen Luo thought to himself. Then, the disciple told Chen Luo about the things between Li Yener and Lin Yan, from the identities of the two, the engagement, and the 3-year agreement that followed, 30 years of ups and downs, to the final strong victory over Li Yener. The disciple was talking with saliva flying, as if he was the protagonist. The disciples next to him were adding details and talking vividly. Dao Yu, you don't know that Lin Yan is really awesome. He has condensed the fire spirit body, and he also possesses an extremely terrifying spiritual fire ability. He killed one of our elders at the peak of the creation realm with one move. Yes, even our sect master was repelled by that terrifying ability. It's really too amazing. I heard that he is also a very talented alchemist. It's a pity that such a person does not belong to our Shuilan sect. Alas, it's all Sister Li's fault. If she hadn't broken off the engagement, it would have been better. Several disciples next to him continued, fire spirit body, spiritual fire ability, alchemist, plus these legendary experiences before. Chen Luo was very sure that Lin Yan was definitely a son of destiny. Where is that Lin Yan now? Chen Luo continued to ask. I don't know. He used the Space Great Transfer Talisman and has disappeared. However, with his talent, he should be able to resound throughout the East region soon. The disciple continued, missing. Chen Luo frowned slightly. If he couldn't find the person, there was nothing he could do. Chen Luo couldn't go looking for someone he couldn't find. There was no need, since Lin Yan couldn't be found, then he could only look at other people. By the way, do you know what kind of cultivation qualifications Li Yener in your sect has? Chen Luo asked casually. Of course we know that she is a rare holy product with the appearance of a saint. That's right, Senior Sister Li caused a lot of fighting from the elders when she started. The disciple continued, saint qualifications, saintly qualifications. Chen Luo's eyes lit up and he couldn't find the son of destiny, so it would be a good idea to find a minor supporting role of destiny, anyway, as long as it can help you complete the task. Immediately afterwards, Chen Luo found out where Li Yener was and left quickly, in a deserted mountain range outside Shuilan sect. Li Yener looked at the familiar scenery around her with a look of reluctance in her eyes. At this time, Li Yener was wearing a light green dress. The white waistband and light green skirt perfectly highlighted Li Yener's graceful body. It's just that there seemed to be traces of teardrops on the delicate cheeks, which makes people feel particularly pity. Li Yener has already said goodbye to many of her close friends in the Shuilan sect, and is preparing to leave the Shuilan sect and find her own way to become a strong person. Lin Yan, I will definitely find my way to be strong and defeat you in the future. I want to prove that I am not wrong. Li Yener murmured. After a moment, Li Yener turned into a rainbow light and flew towards the outside of Shuilan sect. Are you willing to become your teacher? That at this moment, a clear voice came into Li Yener's ears. The sound was extremely ethereal, giving people an extremely enigmatic feeling. Chapter 9 Fusion of Chaos Divine Body. You are listening at novelfull.audio. A powerful aura followed Li Yener, who was flying, froze, and was suppressed by this powerful aura. Then, not far away, the space twisted, and a young man in a white robe, handsome and unparalleled, like a banished immortal, appeared not far from Li Yener. The young man was holding a cute and lively little white fox in his arms. The man and the fox stared at the suppressed Li Yener. It was Chen Luo and Xiaobai. After Chen Luo knew that Li Yener was going to leave Shuilan sect, he waited for Li Yener outside Shuilan sect, and he met Li Yener as he wished. Chen Luo looked at the stunning woman in front of him and directly turned on the system's detection function. Name, Li Yener, age, 18, realm, 9 heavens of Nirvana realm, identity, true disciple of Shuilan sect, constitution, water spirit body, qualification, saint product, qualification of a saint, as expected of the destined. Female partner, at the age of 18, she is at the 9th level of Nirvana realm, with the qualification of a saint product. Not bad, not bad, I want this disciple. Seeing the identity information of Li Yener in front of him, Chen Luo was delighted, and finally found it. After using this detection function many times, Chen Luo also fully understood this function. This detection function can only check the identity, realm, constitution, qualifications, etc. of others, and more detailed information cannot be checked. As long as this girl is accepted as a disciple, the chaos divine body will be in hand. Seeing Chen Luo and Xiaobai who suddenly appeared, Li Yener's face suddenly turned pale, and the breath of Chen Luo made her feel almost suffocated. Li Yener has only felt this terrifying breath in front of the sect master. Obviously, this person who suddenly appeared is at least a top cultivator at the saint level. Such a terrifying existence wants to harm her, and she has no ability to resist. I don't know who you are, senior. I am a disciple of Shuilan sect. Please raise your hand. Li Yener gritted her teeth and said. Sweat was already on her pretty forehead. The oppression from Chen Luo was too strong. She, who was in the Nirvana realm, could not bear such a strong momentum. I am the master of Tianzhu Peak of Daotian sect. We are destined to be together. You should worship me as your master. Chen Luo said lightly. Daotian sect, master of Tianzhu Peak. Li Yener's face turned pale even more obviously. She didn't expect that this Chen Luo was not the master of Daotian sect. Daotian sect is the top power in the East region, and its strength far exceeds that of Shuilan sect. This master of Tianzhu Peak actually wants to accept herself as a disciple. Why? Li Yener is a little confused at this time. Senior, I am still a disciple of Shuilan sect, and I already have a master. Li Yener took a deep breath and said firmly. It's okay, I don't mind. Chen Luo smiled slightly, looking at Li Yener with soft eyes. He just wanted to complete the system's tasks and get rewards. Li Yener had several masters. He didn't care at all, although this world attaches great importance to the master-disciple relationship. However, as a dignified time traveler and system owner, Chen Luo would not be bound by these details. Li Yener was even more confused and didn't care. Didn't it say that senior masters have more taboos about accepting disciples and have to go through many inspections? Don't you want to defeat Lin Yan for revenge? As long as you worship under my door, a mere Lin Yan will be easily defeated in the future. Seeing that Li Yener was confused, Chen Luo immediately painted a big cake for Li Yener without panic. Defeat Lin Yan, this big cake, do you eat it or not? Master, please accept the disciple's bow. Li Yener bowed without hesitation. As long as she can defeat Lin Yan, she can give everything. Chen Luo was stunned. Is this Li Yener so smart? Ding, congratulations to the host for completing the task and obtaining the Chaos Body, a top-grade reward. Ding, congratulations to the host for accepting the first apprentice. The Master Apprentice function has been activated. Ding, congratulations to the host for opening the Master Apprentice function. Every time the apprentice practices, the host will return 10 times the practice effect. At the same time, a system prompt sounded in Chen Luo's mind, the Chaos Body is in hand, and the Master Apprentice function is also activated. Not bad, being able to obtain 10 times the practice effect of the apprentice, that is, every time Li Yener practices, after getting 10 times the practice effect, Chen Luo's cultivation will also slowly improve. If you don't poke, in this way, even if you have a divine body in the future, you don't need to practice. If you accept more apprentices, you will definitely become stronger without doing anything. Chen Luo's eyes lit up, as if he had found a way to the sky. Recruit a large number of disciples, regardless of qualifications, and obtain their cultivation return effects. Ding, those with qualifications lower than the saint grade cannot enjoy the tenfold return function of the cultivation effect of the master disciple function. Just then, the system's prompt sound interrupted Chen Luo's thoughts again. Damn system, bah. I'm done before I even started. By the way, why are you still standing there? Send me the Chaos Divine Body, Chen Luo complained in his heart. Boom. Just then, the sky and the earth suddenly changed color, and countless Tao essences burst out from Chen Luo's body. It was as if the sound of the great Tao appeared around Chen Luo, as if to change the entire world. Countless auspicious divine objects evolved in the sky, the eternal green lotus, the true dragon, the sky wind. All kinds of terrifying visions filled the surroundings. Chen Luo's body has been submerged by countless spiritual lights, and Li Yener is also wrapped in countless Dao Yun. Li Yener, who was kneeling in front of Chen Luo, felt her head buzzing. What happened? Why did the master's breath become so terrifying? Moreover, the power around, Li Yener only felt that the Dao Yun around her was constantly washing herself, and her body seemed to have undergone a huge transformation. Under the Dao Yun of the Chaos God body, the water spirit body was actually transforming towards the king body, or even the holy body. Li Yener felt the transformation in her body, and her expression became extremely surprised. Unexpectedly, there were such great benefits just after worshipping the master as a teacher. This Dao Yun is definitely an amazing thing. Li Yener then restrained her thoughts and felt the Dao Yun around her with all her strength. She felt vaguely that she might have really made a decision to change her life. It's so cool. Chen Luo, who was wrapped in various spiritual lights and Dao Yun, felt very comfortable all over. Every cell in the body and every corner of the body were transforming. Although his realm had not improved at all, Chen Luo felt that his life level was undergoing earth-shaking changes. The holy essence in his body and every meridian in his body were undergoing drastic transformation. Chen Luo, who was originally handsome and unparalleled, became even more handsome and elegant. After the transformation, like a real exiled immortal, an extremely terrifying aura was brewing and spreading in Chen Luo's body, which was a great power that could suppress everything. Chapter 10 Li Yener Shock. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The nine-tailed fox Xiaobai on Chen Luo's shoulder was also undergoing a terrifying transformation. The blood in his body was purified again, and the majestic and vast breath flowed around Xiaobai. Then, the 9 tails behind Xiaobai opened up. Wah 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 wah. It seemed that there was a 10th tail slowly growing, the 10-tailed fox. Xiaobai was delighted. This was a transformation that the legendary 9-tailed fox ancestor had not achieved. There was no need to be on par with the ancestor. I will surpass the ancestor. Xiaobai made a domineering and soft voice. The transformation continued, and the area where Chen Luo was located was shrouded by countless spiritual light and spiritual essence. Half a minute later, the surrounding spiritual essence and spiritual light slowly dissipated. Chen Luo, Xiaobai, and Li Yener all completed the transformation. Chen Luo has completely controlled the chaotic divine body, and the majestic power and unparalleled aura flowed through Chen Luo's body. Although Chen Luo's realm has not improved, Chen Luo knows that under the blessing of the chaos divine body, his strength has increased by at least 10 times, which is the biggest transformation of his recent period. Physique, chaos divine body. Qualification, Divine Grade, Qualification of the Great Emperor. Chen Luo's physique and qualifications have also changed completely. After integrating the Chaos Divine Body, Chen Luo also knows the role of the Chaos Divine Body. The Chaos Divine Body is naturally a shortcut, and there is no bottleneck in the improvement of cultivation. Moreover, the physical body, spiritual power, and all aspects have reached an extremely powerful level. Moreover, the Chaos Divine Body possesses the power of chaos and can destroy everything. In the future, when the Divine Body is fully developed, it will have the magical power of immunity to mana, which is invincible. Not bad, a huge harvest, cool. Chen Luo touched Xiaobai in his arms, and Xiaobai also completely evolved into a 10-tailed celestial fox, and his potential was once again improved. Thank you for the gift of Daoyun from Master. Yenner has already achieved the Water Spirit Saint Body. At this moment, Li Yenner knelt down respectfully and saluted Chen Luo. At this time, Li Yenner already believed in Chen Luo's words. She would definitely be able to defeat Lin Yan in the future if she became Chen Luo's disciple. Now that she has achieved the Water Spirit Saint Body, she is getting closer and closer to Lin Yan. Chen Luo looked at Li Yenner with satisfaction in his eyes. The Water Spirit Body directly surpassed the King Body and transformed into the Saint Body. Constitution, Water Spirit Saint Body. Qualification, Saint Product. Qualification of Great Saint. That I didn't expect that the fusion of Chaos Divine Body would have such benefits, which directly improved the constitution of Xiaobai and Li Yenner. The stronger Li Yenner's constitution is, the faster she will practice, and the more cultivation she will get back. Okay, the improvement is complete, then let's go back to Tianzhu Peak. Chen Luo continued lightly. Li Yenner nodded, and then slowly got up. Chen Luo then took out the holy flying boat. The group quickly left the outskirts of Shuilan sect and rushed towards Tianzhu Peak. This is the breath of Tao Yun. Is there any treasure? Not long after Chen Luo and others left, a group of cultivators with strong breath quickly came to the place where Chen Luo had just merged with the Chaos Divine Body. Originally, this was a large area of barren mountains. However, after the baptism of the Chaos Divine Body Tao Yun, it has completely turned into green grass, full of vitality and a moving breath. In many places, a lot of young spiritual grass seems to have grown. I don't know. It was discovered by our sect disciples just now. They said that countless mysterious visions suddenly appeared here, as if some auspicious signs came to the world. Said an elder of Shuilan sect. Other Shuilan sect elders nearby also carefully checked the changes around them, trying to find some clues. Auspicious signs came to the world. The leader of Shuilan sect looked at everything around him, and then slowly closed his eyes. Then, a mysterious aura emerged from the Shuilan sect leader. The mysterious aura immediately covered a large area around. Other Shuilan sect leaders around were quietly waiting for the Shuilan sect leader to investigate. Puff! After a while, the Shuilan sect leader suddenly vomited blood, and his face turned pale in an instant. Sect leader, are you okay? The elders gathered around the Shuilan sect leader and asked with concern. Strange, my Tianji technique can't even detect it. The Shuilan sect leader muttered, wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, and his eyes dimmed. As soon as the Shuilan sect leader said this, everyone around him looked at each other. Their leader's Tianji technique is unique, and can detect things that ordinary people can't detect. Even the Tianji can detect. Unexpectedly, it turned over here, which is really incredible. Junior sister Qin, I just seem to sense the breath of your disciple Yenner. The leader of Shuilan sect then looked at a plump middle-aged beautiful woman not far away. Qin Yuning frowned slightly. Yenner's breath. Is Yenner safe from any trouble? Qin Yuning bit her red lips slightly and said worriedly. Maybe it's her fate, don't worry. The leader of Shuilan sect then comforted. Qin Yuning sighed softly and looked into the distance. Master, can these spiritual fruits really be eaten casually? Li Yenner looked at the various spiritual fruits in front of her and hesitated. The scene in front of her was really beyond her imagination. She thought this was just a flying boat. I didn't expect the flying boat to be so luxurious, with a comfortable environment, a powerful spirit gathering array, and many spirit plants around, emitting a rich fragrance. The concentration of spiritual power is even comparable to some of the best cultivation treasures of their Shuilan sect. Moreover, there are a large number of spiritual fruits on this flying boat, all of which are of the 1,000-year level and extremely valuable, even a strong man at the Saint King level can't be so extravagant. Li Yana was extremely shocked. As a disciple of Shuilan's sect, when had she ever seen such a scene? In this environment, she felt that even if she didn't practice, she could slowly become stronger. Yener, eat as much as you want. If it's not enough, I have more here. Chen Luo said softly, and then took out a large plate of spiritual fruits. The rich spiritual power surged throughout the flying boat again. Li Yener took a deep breath to calm her shocked emotions. Yes, Sister Yener, you will know when you get to Tianzhu Peak. This little thing is nothing. Xiao Bai said softly as he ate a spiritual fruit. Thank you, Master. I will definitely practice hard in the future and serve you, never leaving you. Li Yener continued to say to Chen Luo. Just practice hard, as for serving, we'll talk about it later. Chen Luo smiled. Chen Luo accepted this disciple to help him practice, and as for what she wanted to do, Chen Luo didn't care much. The more she practiced, the stronger she became, and the stronger she became. Who wouldn't like such a powerful toolman disciple?